Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another day in the market. We are seeing some very interesting action over here today. Market is starting to move back to the upside here, even with some potentially not great news looming on the horizon in terms of geopolitical conflict. But we are seeing some positive movement over here. We've got some interesting post-earnings firing off too. Congratulations. NXT over here looking absolutely awesome as well, directly off the watch list, looking great here as well, up 4.37% today. We're gonna have some fun on the stream today, guys. I mean, again, nothing's really changed. If you look at the broad market here, we are still just right in that zone that we have been in. Nothing really is all that different here. You've bounced off the bottom side of it, you're starting to move back to the upside. But generally here, and like I was talking about with the private group this morning, is like when you think about the market here and the overall feelings and sentiment that investors have towards the market, even if we were to trade back to the upside here, like at the first sign of weakness, even on a break to the upside, you're still going to see a lot of this choppy, crazy action here because the market hasn't really been given that reason to be moving back aggressively to the upside just yet. So again, we still kind of need that big move down to kind of wipe out a lot of that fear in the market, and then we can move back up. But we'll see. Again, it's just like this long, prolonged period of consolidation and chop is still here. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of day again. Say good morning to somebody in the live chat. If you guys would like to say good morning to me, would love to receive some good mornings over here. If you guys are new to the group, new to the channel, new to the stream, let me know. I'd love to welcome you guys in here. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. Costs you absolutely nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot in spreading these streams out to as many people who actually want to learn. Again, let's do a little bit of a roll call, start getting into things over here. First one that I kind of want to talk about a little bit is how Nio's looking. Nio, guys, is still looking really nice on the charts here. I mean, it's just flatlining right above this daily 10 exponential moving average here, looking like it is ready to potentially make that next leg higher here over the next couple of weeks. I think if we do end up getting that break, that next stop's going to be the 200 EMA. If you can clear that, you could easily get up to this area here, that 579, 580 area. What else do we have to look at? Let's take a little bit of a look at the crypto market. Where is Bitcoin? It wasn't looking great this morning, but we can take a look and see how it is now. Yeah. Bitcoin's still in the red, not looking good. This is still looking for that next leg lower here. You haven't been able to get back above that daily 10 exponential moving average, so that's kind of step one there in saying, okay, this is when crypto could start actually getting that push up. But right now, it still doesn't look great. You could easily push lower, take this low here, right around 60,000, and then go push for the bottom side of that big period of consolidation, the weekly and monthly range that we saw back in 2024, which is right around 49,000. What else? Ethereum over here. Let's see. So Ethereum, again, still does not look good. You get a little bit of a break to the downside here, you could easily see a nice cascading sell across the board there. So Ethereum not looking good, and then obviously with crypto not looking good, Bmnr is not going to be looking great here either. Again, just flatlining under this 10 EMA here. If you invert the chart, let's see, what is it? This? Yeah, that. Guys, if we were looking at this chart right here, we would be looking to take some pretty sizable long positions on this thing, which, again, means it's inverted. So, again, doesn't look great for actual Bmnr in the near future here. What else? Software. Yes, again, guys, software names are still, or software, the software sector is still holding off this zone right here, which is really good to see. Seeing software hold on like this is very interesting. So we'll see if it wants to get that snap back above the daily 10 there, but you can look at things like Oracle, which again is kind of remaining in this range here, which is still looking pretty good. You've got what? Palantir over here is probably looking okay. Yeah, Palantir, we were looking this for potentially a little bit of a downside move if you could hold on under the 10 EMA here, but you're not really getting that right now. It's just trying to shift back to the upside. We'll see if it ends up sticking. Whew. What about Sofi? Looking at some of the brokers over here. Nah, Sofi actually looks like it could easily break lower here too. Robinhood. We'll see. Not looking great there too. What's the market doing? Moving back down a little. Yeah, a little bit here. A little pullback. A little pullback. Where is NXT still holding on nicely? Yeah, NXT still looks great. So, let's see, guys. Let's see what we get here today. And again, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. Costs you nothing to do it. We got a lot of slackers. We have a 200 like goal on the stream, guys. Let's see if we can do it. So, ARM is looking pretty interesting here, especially if it can clear that 200. All right. Let's see. That's a big move off of that zone there, guys. That is a big move off of that zone. The zones yesterday were pretty fun to watch. The zones have been very fun to watch just generally over the last few weeks here. Yeah. ARM again, guys, was another one that was on the LTMP group watch list. So we'll see if that one ends up wanting to get going. You had to wait around for it a little bit today just because, again, you were looking for that that 5-minute opening range break off the gap up. You don't buy gap ups, guys. You sell them generally. But you need, if you're going to look for a setup like that, you got to wait for that confirmation. GE still looks pretty good over here. Nothing too crazy, but still looks very good. What's Garmin doing? Yeah, Garmin's not going to be a post earnings for us anymore. Caesars was a really nasty one. Congratulations to Adrian nailing Caesars for 300%. That's looking like a really fun one. NXT, though, this has been one that we've been hunting for a while. That looks good. That looks very good. Yeah, market looks interesting here. I mean, it's just, honestly, this is still not enough. It's just you have a snapback day here. It's like, okay, you're literally right back to the middle of the range. You know? Right back to the middle of the range, nothing going on. So, I have a fun mastermind for you guys tonight, too. That's going to be a really good one. Yeah, geez. I mean, this could be a really fun one, especially with all the news that you see right now with the Iran stuff, like the U.S. just sending tankers and tankers and tankers. Let's see. Yeah, that was probably the next catalyst, that if the market's going to dip a little, that's it. Wing is all over the place. Caesars is all over the place too. This thing is, I mean, that's been a wild post earnings, but anybody with just short expirations on it just nailed it. ARM still looks very good here. This could have a nice sustained move over the next few weeks if the market holds on a little bit. Yeah, any tickers that you guys want to look at, let me know. That's what I'm here for. Here comes the market a little. Let's see. Yeah, NXT is really getting going there. That looks awesome, guys. That's another great one from the watch list. Caesar still looks good. ARM looks interesting. Let's see what else. I mean, Oracle does still look good, but it needs to hold on. Yeah, not really. I mean, that's like, man, that needs to flip back up pretty quickly in order to get me interested at all. Kava, not a setup, and earnings are coming up here. The weekly probably looks okay on it, actually. But, again, you have earnings coming up way too quick. You wouldn't do anything on that chart right now. Yeah, Kava weekly looks great. But you've got earnings on Monday. So unless you want to just go gamble, that's one that you stay away from. Market, new highs. Let's see. Let's see if it sticks. Where are the China names here? Nope, stop it. Like, where's Baba? Earnings. Yeah, I mean, over the next 2 months, we probably have another big China setup coming. Those are always really fun. Yeah, here comes GE a little bit more. That's nice. Yeah, overall slow though. GE good. Caesars looks good. Where's ARM? ARM just flickering around. That's still a good looking chart if it can get over the 200. It's going to be tough to get over, but if it does, that one can probably launch. But also, I don't really see any solid reasons to be fully convinced by this market yet. Like, what is it, you know? Like, what about, like, the difference between yesterday and today is different. I would say we actually have more potentially bad news coming out. Like, nonstop tankers moving to Iran. It's like, okay, that's probably not good, you know? So, the defense names could really get going. Like, GE could be a really fun one. AMD breaking. I mean, it's far off right now. It's at 200. It would need like a lot of. I mean, the only thing that I would do on AMD is that if it ripped through 300, I'd probably sell covered calls again after that. Or other than that, I'm probably not doing anything on AMD is just not something that you like. It's off the 200 right now. That's not a bad spot if you want it, but like I wouldn't buy. I own it at $11.39. Like there's not really anything I need to be doing on that, you know. I'll trade it though if there's a setup. Like that's if there's setup. We've traded it many times in the past very well. But it's very different if you're looking at it for an investment versus a trade. Very different. This GE move could be. Where's Lockheed? Yeah, Lockheed looks good. Raytheon looks good. XAR looks really good here. Defense shifting back up. NXT. Look at this thing go, guys. That's a nice one. That's another great one. Yeah, market just kind of grinding there. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, TRMD. Yeah, if you guys look at the tankers too, these were some that like I've been talking about a lot recently as well. Look at this. Nat is crushing over here. TRMD is another one just ripping through the upside there. I mean, again, what Adrian's just posting it right now, it's a 1 to 6 risk to reward trade. I mean, that's awesome, guys. That's awesome. So I'll throw the link again for those of you guys that still need to jump in with us to LTMP. Again, make sure you use code February. Get your first month for only $1 a day. And you'll be good to go. Here comes the market a little again. This is a great one. The tankers have been moving very nicely. You know what? How did gold and silver end up? Because they were gapping. Yeah, you know, there's not really much on this. Silver? No, there's nothing on silver here. It's just slow. And it's going to continue to be slow until things change. Mag 7 buyers stepping up. I don't see why they're doing that yet. Caesar? Yeah, well, that one was already a wild mover up there off the, because the break was like where? It was way lower. It was right here. 21.22 ran all the way more than $1 higher on a $22 stock. That's a mover right there off post earnings. I like this. I like the potential here out of GE. And a lot of the defense names. I think those could get very interesting. I mean, market's up a lot right now. That's off of pretty much nothing, too. Oh my God. Look at that. This is kind of wild. Alex Karp, the company's CEO, flies on non-commercial aircraft beneficially owned by him for business and personal travel. During the years ended December 31st, 2025 and 2024, the company incurred expenses related to the use of the executive aircraft of $17.2 million and $7.7 million, respectively. It's quite the feat to spend $17.2 million in a year on business and personal travel, particularly when the jet's not even a rental. Assuming use of a mid-sized jet with an estimated operating cost of $7,000 an hour, this implies roughly 2,457 flight hours, or about 28% of the year spent in the air. Even under a more conservative assumption of a high-end jet, such as a G650, at an estimated $15,000 an hour, the $17.2 million still equates to approximately 1,147 flight hours, or 13% of the year. Notably, the $17.2 million figure is more than double CART's executive aircraft expense in 2024 and appears elevated relative to peers, with the Meta CEO spending $1.8 million, Palo Alto CEO spending $2.4 million on private aircraft travel. Okay. Carb's flying in style. Alex Karp is over here flying in style. Interesting. NXT lost a little bit there. GE still looks good. ARM flying around doing its thing. Wing, weird one. Caesar still looks good there, though. Yeah, this just looks like a sitting duck right here. It does. Who knows, though? They might just grind this up all day. You do have some buyers coming in Mag 7 and, what do you call it? Mag 7 and IGV. Look at this. Buying it off of the 200 there, and then you've got IGV software still coming up off of the lows here, just flatlining. Boring. KGC. No, that's not a setup. Again, remember, guys, the plan doesn't really change at all. It's the same thing. It's just focus on the post-earnings. And then if we see some things in interesting sectors there, like defense or other things, it's like, okay, then we can take those. Caesar's really nice post-earnings move there, though, so far. We'll have some more post-earnings this week, too. Yeah, it's just been boring. Been boring. Nothing to do. Sit around, watch the market chop in a wide range. That's it. Caesar's climbing up again. That's nice. It'd be interesting to see if ARM can actually rip from here, because if it can, that's a decent sign for risk-on behavior in the market. That's what you would really need to see. You would need to see like names like ARM or like anything that you could make the argument for being like a more high beta growthy name, like following through and making big moves. If that happens, then you can be like, all right, maybe the money's ready to start flowing back into the market, but it doesn't really seem that likely. Like, think about it. Even if you look at the chart of like, oh, I don't want it on this. Like Meta, that's no man's land. Apple doesn't really look good there. You've got Tesla kind of coming off the 200, but you know, Google, you know, like what are we looking at here? These are not good looking charts across the board. You don't want to let yourself get caught in the, oh my God, we're so back type of behavior when, like, really when you look at the larger time frame on the market, there's nothing there. Druckenmiller going into Brazil. Yeah, what are those doing today? MEXX. Mexico looks like it's ready to break out. Koru. Oops, that's not Koru. That's Koru. Koru looks good. BRZU. I mean, you can see how well these have performed. Like, these have really ripped. But it's fun being so back. Well, it is when we actually are, you know? Right now, no. Caesar's looking nice. That could be a really fun post-earnings mover. If that continues, that could be really nice. This looks like it could really get going. A lot of the defense names do. Especially if you see like the conflict start escalating in the Middle East again. Boring. There's like nothing on the newsfeed either. There hasn't really been anything all day. Like we can look at it and just be like, okay, boring. Brazil, silver up, Nvidia up a little bit. Yeah, industrial output beats expectations. Okay. Let's look at this. Let's see if... Fear and greed index still in fear. Moving back up though. Yeah, there's nothing important here. Where's like USD JPY? What is that looking like? Oops. It's bouncing off the 200. That's interesting. But it is slow. Slow, slow, slow. Nothing to do. Yeah, nothing to do. Just focus on post earnings, guys. That's how it's going to be. Make our money there and just relax until the big setups come back into the market. But these are not really the conditions to be screwing around in too much. What are utilities doing? Yeah, utilities are losing it here. So they're starting to exit some of these safe havens. Where are they going to go? If anywhere, are they going to stay in cash? I mean, you can see the dollar's kind of climbing here. Are they just going to sit in cash while everybody waits around? They might. Literally nothing's moving. It's just flat. Everything's flatlined here. So we'll probably wrap it up soon. There's nothing to do today. Yeah, this is like one of the most boring days we've seen. Even though it looks not boring, but like again, this doesn't really mean anything when you look at this. Look. Nothing. You're just right in the zone. You could move, you literally could move all over this zone, all over the place, and it literally wouldn't change anything. Yeah, I'm bored. A little move there. Little move. Snap surpasses 25 million subscribers, exceeds 1 billion annualized revenue run rate. Who the hell is buying Snapchat Premium? We have 25 million people buying Snapchat Premium. Why? Why are you doing that? What is the benefit of that? That's strange. Who uses Snapchat anymore? Is it just children? I don't know. Look at this. You had a few big candles and then just chop, 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 chop. GVH, let's say. I would not. I mean, it is in transports, but it's a $2 million market cap company? No. We would never look at this, ever. I don't think I would ever look at that. Just draining to the lows there. Why though? Like, that's my question, is like, what about it? Like, what about this would be like, oh yeah, this is something that we would want to look at, you know? Like, what? There's not really any action here. It's got really low volume. It's a 2 million market cap company. Like, why? What about this? You know? Like, yeah, I get it, transports, but like, I've already given you guys NAP, which is ripped. You have TRMD, which is ripped here as well. It's like, why would we look at that? You know? There's no setup. There's no nothing. That's like very micro cap. This market is so boring. We get our flashes of fun, but well, I mean, honestly, I think it's just because it's just like, this has just been so prolonged that it's just like, all right, let's get a sell-off. Let's wipe all this nonsense out. Let's get back to some fun time, which I do think in the next 2 months, we're going to be back to business in the market with some sort of nice action. You got to get through tax day. You got to get through some of the, like, the early start to the year kind of jitters the market has, and then kind of go from there. But I think around, like, beginning to middle of April, I think is when we're going to see the market kind of back to normal. But you literally could stay in this chop period for a while. Let's see. OLB. Oh, another 13 million market cap company. Why are you bringing up companies with like sub $15 million market cap, especially this one that just gapped and now is selling off? It's like, what about these would interest us for potential trades? There's not setups, you know? Like, what about this is like, you can't just like throw out a ticker, because I'm immediately going to see it and be like 13 million, 2 million market cap garbage, and I'm just not going to look at it, you know? Like, you got to form an argument for me to be like, oh, maybe. But, like, other than that, I'm never, ever going to look at stuff like that. Caesars is creeping there. GME is going to buy a retail company? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. TXN, J&J and Cat look really good. I haven't seen TXN in a little bit, but yeah, J&J and Cat look really good. Oops. J&J does look good. Cat, I know, looks good too. These both look really good. Scalp? No. Bad. Misbehave. Retail company, but hasn't said which one. Oh, I have no idea. I don't really, I'm not going to pay attention to that type of stuff, like the GME stuff. It's like, Why are we trying to scalp microcaps? Guys, so many better things to do with our time than try to scalp microcaps. Which at this point, the best use of everybody's time is to do nothing and go do something else. Like, there's literally nothing going on in this market right now. Nothing. Yeah. The only thing that really fired off for post earnings today was that Caesars move. That's really it. GE looks good. Yeah. Nothing. Tonight's mastermind is going to be fun too because we get to talk a lot of macro. Where's like Reddit? It's again. These software names are still have my attention. Where's Datadog? Nah, that one didn't want to hold there. Net looks good. Net looks interesting here. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here for today. There's nothing to do. Market's just very slow. Even with this move that you're seeing, it's like you're in the same exact spot that we've been in. It's just like you're in the zone. You're in the chop range. Like this move down, this move up. It doesn't actually. You're just still in chop. So again, plan's gonna stay the same. We're just gonna keep focusing on the post earnings and seeing if there's anything else we can get on the periphery. But other than that, guys, don't do anything stupid. Don't touch anything. Preserve that capital for when that time in the market is going to come for when these setups are going to start firing again across the board. And it's probably going to be pretty soon. The market is going to get pretty tired of being in this area of chop for a while. We will see a big move in one direction, I think, pretty soon. So, folks, have a great rest of your day. I might be able to get a YouTube video out for you guys today. I don't know. But we will be having Mastermind tonight at 5. For those of you guys that are in there with us, that's going to be a really, really fun one. So, folks, I will see you guys later. Peace.